In the darkness of interstellar space, a silvery shadow spread. Astronomus, the Alliance's research vessel. Its route passed through the Orion Nebula, where several expeditions had mysteriously vanished over the past decades. Captain Liara Knox stood on the bridge, watching the sensor data. Her battle-hardened crew was preparing to enter a zone of heightened gravitational turbulence. "Captain, we've picked up a weak signal," Communications Officer Wayne Harper exclaimed. Liara approached the control console. The signal was encrypted, an old format that hadn't been used for over a century. "Decode it," she ordered. The computer began decrypting, and soon a message appeared on the screen. "Help! The shadow has awakened." The crew of Astronomus tensed. Whose transmission was this? How could it have traveled across tens of light years? Wayne activated the spectral analyzer. "Captain, it's a signal from Prometheus, the ship that disappeared 112 years ago." Liara felt her heart clench. She remembered the story of Prometheus. It was one of the first ships to explore this part of the galaxy, and it never returned. "Set course," she said. "We need to find out what happened." As the ship approached the coordinates of the signal source, space before them rippled like waves on a lake's surface. Suddenly, they were engulfed in an incomprehensible glow, and Astronomus plunged through a spatial rift. Darkness enveloped the ship. All systems shut down for a few seconds before emergency lighting bathed the room in a cold blue glow. But even that couldn't dispel the sensation of an alien presence. "Captain, there's something here," Harper whispered, staring at the monitors. Ghostly silhouettes appeared on the screen, seemingly moving inside the ship, though the scanners detected no life forms. Could it be residual energy? Chief Engineer Tarek asked hesitantly. But before he could continue, a terrifying whisper echoed on the bridge. It had no source but pierced the consciousness of every crew member. "You should not have come." Liara took a deep breath, trying to maintain control. "Activate external cameras. We need to see what's around us." The screen flickered to life, revealing a horrifying sight. Amidst the starry darkness, silhouettes resembling ghostly faces floated, their hollow eyes watching them. "Track the source of their energy," Liara commanded. "Captain." Harper paled. "They're inside the ship." The lights on the bridge began flickering. The metal walls of Astronomus shuddered as if something invisible had seeped into its structure. "Everyone to your stations." Liara's voice broke into a shout. A cold wind, impossible in the sealed environment, swept through the deck. The echoes of foreign voices filled the space. "You have awakened the shadow." And then they saw it. A figure woven from darkness, its eyes devouring light. It stood at the entrance to the bridge, motionless, yet its presence made the very air tremble with fear. "You should not have come," a voice echoed throughout the ship. Astronomus trembled, and the starry sky outside the windows began to fade as if reality itself was unraveling around them. Suddenly, Harper lurched from his seat, as if pushed by an unseen force. His eyes darkened, and an unearthly hiss escaped his lips. "It's already here," he rasped before collapsing to the floor. Liara gripped the control panel. The ship could still be saved, but they needed to find a way to close the spatial rift. She recalled the data from Prometheus they had received earlier. Perhaps the lost ship held the answer. "We need to reach Prometheus," she shouted. "It's our only chance." Astronomus surged through the darkness, heading toward the shadow-cloaked ghost ship. As soon as they docked, the surrounding darkness thickened even further. Liara, Harper, and a few other crew members ventured inside. A heavy silence greeted them aboard Prometheus. The corridors were covered in a black substance that shimmered in the dark. At the very heart of the vessel, they found a device still running, a generator that had opened this portal. "Shut it down," Liara ordered. But the shadow wasn't going to retreat. It materialized before them, its hollow eyes glowing ominously. Liara realized she couldn't let it escape into open space. Summoning her resolve, she activated Prometheus' self-destruct sequence and ran back to her ship. At the last moment, Astronomus disengaged and leapt through the spatial tunnel, leaving an explosion behind them. When they emerged into a safe sector, the darkness was gone. The crew remained silent, struggling to comprehend what had just happened. "We survived," Harper whispered. But what if the shadow hasn't disappeared? Liera murmured, staring into the stars. The end, or just the beginning?